How to fry an egg. You will need a frying pan, a cooker with heat, eggs, a spatula and some olive oil. Alternatively, you can use butter or spraying oil, whichever suits your needs. You'll also need a plate. I prefer to use kitchen towel to soak up the grease off my egg once cooked, but this is optional. Now, get started by switching the oven on. Perfect heat. Place your pan on top. Cook gently to warm up. There, we can now feel a heat. Now you can add your oil, or alternatively, your butter or your spray. Add enough to completely cover your pan. You can, if you wish, spread it round to give an equal covering. There. Okay, now it's time to crack your egg into the pan. If you do get some eggshell into the pan, just use your spatula to move it out. There, our egg is now added. This will now simmer away within the olive oil. As you can hear, it does get pretty noisy. Be careful though, it may spit and hurt. The oil is pretty but hot. Frying an egg only takes a few moments to do. It's always best to keep an eye on your egg. Never leave it by itself unless absolutely necessary. For instance, if one of your kids is trying to strangle each other with a rope, then it's necessary to leave the egg, but make sure you turn off the heat first. If it's necessary, you can always add more oil. This is a little technique I picked up from my mother. If you drain the pan to the side slightly and use the spatula to flick the oil on top, it will help cook the egg. How long you keep the egg cooking does depend on how much you like your eggs. If you're like me and like to be able to dip your little soldiers in, or to dip your little chippies in, your egg would be almost done. However, of course, if you do like it a little bit darker and a little bit harder, just keep cooking. Now, as you can imagine, I normally do this with two hands. Since I only have one, it is a little bit more difficult than normal. Now, my egg is done. I'm just going to turn off the heat and remove it from the pan. I'm going to place it on my paper. This will now drain off the excess fat. And there we have it, every time. I can't wait to dip in and eat my egg. Nice and runny. My favourite. Enjoy your eggs.